All right, so we are recording now. So again, our big idea is the actual unit, family tradition and progress. Where do I fit in? And so we want to ask ourselves basically, where do we fit in our struggle to show honor to our family and our family's tradition in our community, and also in what we see around us with the world making progress in a lot of ways of thinking. So where do we basically fit in into all of those things, and where are we able to, or how are we able to form our own identity that may be apart from the things that our family believes or our community believes, or even maybe apart from the progress that the world is making, okay? And so, some follow up questions that we always call those essential questions. So, things that we want to try to ask ourselves or try to answer as we continue our unit study is, what or who makes family? How can I be an individual and still respect my family and tradition? How can tradition be wrong? How can I be a voice of change and progress? Okay. Any questions about any of that? Okay. Well, let's keep going. So now, guys, we are going to do a quick write. I'm not going to let you go to do it because I want us to be able to read together today. So I'm going to set my timer, but I am going to give you a chance to set up your paper. So I don't have the MLA heading on the screen, but if you look in your actual notebook, I'm gonna hold up mine. Let's see. If you look in your notebook, you should see your heading. Let me fix that so you can see it. It's okay, August. I'm recording. You can always go back and watch. All right, guys. So I need you to go ahead and get your composition notebook. Have fun, August, and be safe. And on that very top blue line, I want you to go ahead and write your name first and last. Bye, August. We'll miss you. Write your first and last name on the top blue line. And then right underneath the top blue line, you want to write your MLA date. And just in case you don't remember, your MLA date is just the dates where we write the number first. So today is the 17th. So you're going to write 17 September 2020. 17 September 2020. And underneath that, you're going to write your class period. This is first period. My students viewing the video, write whatever period you take me, whichever period you take English. And then on the fourth line, or in that fourth space, you're going to write your assignment title. This is quick write number 4. Wait, I may have lost count. It may be quick write number 3. Did I lose count, guys? Jalea, I know you have both of yours. Is this 3 or 4? It is 4? Okay, perfect. I thought it was 4. What's the date on quick write number 3? Can someone tell me that? Oh, yeah, the September 11th one. Okay, yes, I remember now. Thank you. So let's go ahead and once your notebook. So you can turn your paper to the side or you can leave it as is. I'm going to turn mine to the side because I'll have more space. And this is a quick write chart. So we're not going to do brainstorming because we're really just answering some questions and explaining why we feel the way we feel. So I'm watching the clock. You know, I told you we need our time. It's 8:48. I'm drawing my chart now. So we ought to be able to do this in like a minute. I mean, draw the chart in like a minute. Oh, Jamarian, I thought I told you happy birthday. Happy birthday. They just announced it on the intercom. I hope you have an awesome day today. So you are writing the statements that you see on screen, guys. The first one, you can always count on your family. The second one is owning land is a symbol of independence. Sometimes you have to suffer to learn. And it is wrong to treat people unfairly based on the color of their skin. Give me a thumbs up icon if you have your chart completed. I mean, you have it written down. I just wrote mine down. Give me a thumbs up if you're done with the chart. All right, I'm setting my timer for 3 minutes. If by chance the 3 minutes are up and you're not done, you can always finish this outside of class, okay? 3 minutes. 3 minutes to answer the questions and explain your answer. Remember to write so that I can understand what you're writing. Also, please write in complete sentences and make sure you are using good punctuation and capitalization. The Dropbox is not in Schoology right now for those of you in my first period, but it will be in there really soon. You are going to submit this assignment. So your explanation doesn't have to be really long. Just in a sentence or two, you can tell why you feel like that. All right, there is time, and I was just marking my last period at the very bottom, in the very last one. All right, so if you are done, awesome. But if you are not done, no worries. You can get done on your own time, okay? So we're going to keep going. So you just pause, Santiago, and you can always finish, okay? You'll still be able to submit it. So we are getting ready to read Roll of Thunder, Hear My Cry by Mildred D. Taylor. And this is what Mildred Taylor has to say about her own writings. She says, my stories might not be politically correct, so there will always be those who will be offended. But as we all know, racism is offensive. It is not polite and it is full of pain. So Mildred Taylor's words bring me to talk about what I'm calling read with respect, listen with respect, speak with respect. Okay. So this book addresses many difficult issues. You can tell from the author's quote that we're going to see a lot of racism. We know with racism comes derogatory terms and harmful language that we do not want to use. And so although you will hear those words, you are not to use any of the negative words you hear. You should not write them in the chat. I should not see them in your writing when you have got to submit something. We are not using any of the novels derogatory terms, okay? We are not going to laugh at sensitive issues. We know that we're going to be having some sensitive conversations, okay? And so I need us to be respectful of each other's feelings. And we need to remember that although we are a new foster family, we don't all think the same, and that's okay. You are allowed to think and feel however you think and feel. But what we are not going to do is make others think and feel the way that we do. So when we discuss, we want to respect what other people have to say. So we always want to speak with respect, listen with respect, and respond with respect, okay? And read with respect, all right? So we will be having some discussions, but as others are expressing how they feel or what they believe in, we need to listen respectfully, all right? And when we respond back with how we feel, we need to say that respectfully. So we still want to have a very safe learning environment. Does everyone understand that? Perfect. Now, I need you to turn in your binder, go to your English section in your binder, and go to a clean sheet of paper. We're going to prepare to take notes before we begin reading. So, as you read, we are going to take notes on characters that we hear about. So, we want to track what characters do, what characters say, and what characters look like. Okay, we're going to do our two-column focus notes that we do all of the time. Go ahead and take a minute to set your paper up. Please make sure you are setting your heading up just like mine. Remember, an MLA date is just a date where the number comes first, then the month, then the year. Okay, we've just done that. Your title, your assignment title for these notes is Roll of Thunder. So that's ROT. We abbreviate that as ROT, Chapter 1 Notes. And remember that the essential question or focus question on your focus notes always tells you why you are taking these notes. So we're taking these notes because we want to later be able to determine how characters interact with each other, all right? So let's go ahead. And so I know that you guys were probably taught this at OIS, but we take focus notes, we take these column notes, not just to take them and put them away. We want to always revisit them. So we will take these notes today and we will later revisit them. You're not going to submit these notes to, I don't know if I'm going to have you submit them today because you'll end up submitting them again. So we might wait and just submit them one time, but you do need to take your notes because we're going to revisit these notes at the beginning of next week, I believe it is. All right, so set your paper up just like this. Now, notice my last bullet down here. It says you may write on the back or use a second sheet of paper, but every time you add a sheet of paper or you flip to the back for your focus notes, you have got to redraw these big boxes, okay? You don't have to redo your heading, but you have got to redo these big boxes. So you got to keep the character's name separated from what the characters are doing and saying. And you need to always have this line in between to keep different characters separated from each other, okay? And so I've already read ahead of you. And so I know that the main characters we're going to meet who we want to remember are Cassie, Mr. Logan, Mrs. Logan, Big Ma, Little Man, Christopher John, TJ, Stacy, and Jeremy. So we want to track 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 different characters. And I know you see that I only have 4 boxes, but that's to allow yourself room to write. Remember, I told you can get a second sheet of paper or write on the back, but you just must draw the characters' boxes again. I'm going to give you 1 more minute to write, and we're going to start listening. And let me say here that if we do not finish, and we won't finish, chapter 1 in the live session today, I need you to go and listen on your own. And if you want to listen on your own anyway, you don't want to stay in the live session, you are welcome to go, okay? But when I see you in class tomorrow, my expectation is that you will have listened to all of chapter 1. And also, I failed to say, let's make sure we go ahead and open the PDF. Do you guys know how to get to the PDF? Let me open a Schoology screen. Have you guys noticed the PDF in the unit folder? So I'm going to stop sharing this screen, and I'm going to share a Schoology screen with you. So in first period, or if you're watching the video in whatever class you take me, go to the unit plan folder. And you want to click on the standard level skills folder. And the very first thing you see is Roll of Thunder full text. Let's click on that. If you get an error like I did, just try again. We've been getting that bad gateway error. There we go. It's loading slowly, but it's loading. Now you can read on screen like this on your iPad, or you can click the arrow. I'm not going to click it because I already have it downloaded on my computer, but you can download it. You can download it and put it in your files in your English folder, or you can open it in PDF cabinet. Your choice. If you've downloaded PDF cabinet, you can do it there, or you can do it here. Any questions about how to get to the text? I'm going to actually get my book. I like an actual book, so I bought the book. So this is my book, okay? My cover looks a little bit different than some of the older ones. I actually have this book from when I was a kid because I read it. We had to read it in sixth grade when I was sixth grade. So I have one of the original ones, but I would have had to dig for it. So I bought another one. I like to be able to write in my book. See, take notes in it. All right, guys. So you should have your chart, and we're going to listen. And I am simply going to use Schoology. No, I'm actually going to play it from my iTunes. We'll do that. Now, there is a brief introduction that's on here that is not in the book, okay? Well, maybe it is. Yeah, it is. It is.
This is Audible.
Listening Library presents Roll of Thunder, Hear My Cry by Mildred D. Taylor. Read for you by Lynn Thigpen.
Introduction by Jacqueline Woodson. The first time I met the Logan family, I was 13, and although I lived in Brooklyn, New York, I had spent many years in the South. In Cassie Logan, I found a kindred spirit. My brother's name was Hope. Her brother's name was Stacy. We both had known loving grandmothers and nights spent with our families on front porch stairs.
This isn't in your book.
We knew the heat of the South, its unjust laws, its deep history, its beauty. To pick up a book and find so much of myself on the pages was amazing. But more than that, Roll of Thunder, Hear My Cry helped me understand the story of so many people's lives over the years. Because what child has not wanted to know the love and laughter of family? What child has not wanted to get back at a bully the way Cassie Logan finally gets back at Lillian Jean Sims? What child hasn't, deep in their own hearts, thought about freedom and justice? So I read this book, and then I read it again, and then another time. By the time I was an adult, I had read Roll of Thunder, Hear My Cry more than a dozen times, curling up inside the story of this amazing family, rooting for them, and hoping each time that everyone turns out all right. Mildred D. Taylor never let me down. As a child, I dreamed of becoming a writer. I know that I am a writer because Miss Taylor wrote this book, and I saw myself inside the pages of it, the way so many thousands of readers have since seen themselves in the pages. Mildred D. Taylor pointed me toward my own stories. Cassie Logan gave me the strength to write them. What reader, what writer could ask for anything more?
Chapter 1. Little man, would you come on? You keep it up and you're going to make us late. My youngest brother paid no attention to me. Grasping more firmly his newspaper-wrapped notebook and his tin-can lunch of cornbread and oil sausages, he continued to concentrate on the dusty road. He lagged several feet behind my other brothers, Stacy and Christopher John, and me, attempting to keep the rusty Mississippi dust from swelling with each step and drip.
If you are listening or watching the teacher video, you need to now go to Schoology and go to this week's folder and listen to the audio on your own. I cannot re-record the audio because of copyright issues.